Secure is a secure instant messaging and email service that doesn't take your data. And with me, CEO Alain Ghiai, great to have you here. We've talked on Zoom so many times. It's great to have you here in New York and at the NASDAQ. So tell me about the company. I gave a really brief explanation, but tell me what Secure is really all about, because it's very different than other email services.
Absolutely. So Secure is a brand of product to secure your communication. That means email, messaging, we're launching encrypted voice, we're launching video conferencing, and then we have a product called Secure Suite, which is document management, file share, and password manager. Now, what's different between us and the competition is that what we do is we're hosted in Switzerland only, and we don't use the big tech hosting platform. 99% of all the software and applications out there, even the privacy ones, are hosted by either Amazon Web Service or maybe a Microsoft Cloud or Google. We don't do that because we have a very specific reason. It's a legal reason. If you use a US infrastructure, you are compliant with the Cloud Act of 2018. Okay. So let's say you're in Switzerland, but you're hosted on AWS. You may be Swiss private, but you also have to comply with the US Cloud Act. That means that that data can be subpoenaed. So we're fully independent, and we also do not use open source coding. I know there's a lot of very passionate developer debate between open source and closed source, and I have tremendous respect for open source. But today, what's happening is that you have a lot of hackers coming in and basically hacking your devices. True, it's kind of a self-regulating system. If you're a great developer and you're a white hat guy and you're not a black hat hacker, so open source is no longer safe, pretty much.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah.
And we have seen, even leading up to the Russia-Ukraine conflict, attacks on the U.S. energy and banking system. I mean, there was a report in the New York Post that there's all these subtle, almost constant attacks on the U.S. financial system. I mean, what are your thoughts about that? I mean, it just seems like this is happening more and more, if it's even possible it's happening more.
It's happening more and more, and it will get worse. And it's not going to be the infrastructure, the electrical grid. It's going to be people like you and I, regular citizen, businesses. You know, small businesses can't afford a hack, because the minute they're hacked, they lose millions of dollars of existing and potential business. So this thing will get worse. And I had a discussion last night with someone, and they told me, yes, but they only hack the infrastructure. It has nothing to do with email. But that's wrong, because 94% of hacks come from email. So they may watch your email for 6 months if you're in the government, and then through that, they basically get any kind of information they can to use that intelligence to hack the network. So email security and privacy and messaging, you know, everybody uses those free applications. Yeah. That's important. That's how these guys siphoned your data, and then they know how to hack your network.
Right, and that's how you're different, because you're actually a paid service, but you're secure, hence the name of the company.
Yes. So the name of the company, which is GlobeX Data, we may actually change it to Secure Data down the road. The Secure SCKUR is a product. We are different because we have our own independent platform. We don't rely on third-party big tech. We have our own technology and encryption, and the way we do it is that the whole communication never leaves our servers. Without getting too technical out there, that's a huge difference. We also, most importantly, we don't data mine. We really are the king of privacy, because I think there's always going to be a good security out there. Somebody may come up with better security than us. But at the end of the day, you are data mined non-stop. Yeah. So privacy is our prime directive, and of course security as well. And that's the big difference. When you buy secure regular email for $7 a month, we just launched, or the secure combo, which has an email and messenger, you know as a fact that you're never going to be data mined. And that's the big thing. People are just tired of having their life, you know, all over the place, yeah, and being hacked after that.
Right. Now, going back to the Russia-Ukraine situation, Switzerland actually got involved in that, which was unusual. So explain what the Swiss government did, and how does that affect people who might have accounts in Switzerland?
I'm not very happy about that, obviously, but Switzerland got a lot of heat after World War II for hiding the Nazi money and things like that. Mm. So the Swiss financial laws, the banking secrecy laws, have been changed completely since 2018 at the request of the US, which basically pushed about 100 countries on the OECD to have automatic exchange of information. So let's say you have an account in Switzerland and you're a US citizen. The bank is going to get your tax ID and basically give it to the US IRS if they want to, and vice versa. I'm a Swiss citizen, I have an account in the US and Canada and Switzerland. These other countries tell Switzerland, Alain has an account in TD Bank or whatever. And that's normal. But that's very different than the data privacy laws, which are part of our Constitution. The privacy of the individual and a moral person, which is a corporation, we call it, a physical and a moral person, is enshrined in the Constitution. And to change that, you need a complete referendum, because the legal system in Switzerland is not some people in Congress that can change something at midnight and suddenly on Monday the law is new. You need to go through a whole referendum. The entire population is aware well ahead of time, and they vote. Nobody in Switzerland is going to vote to give away their privacy. So that will never, never change. So back to the Ukraine and the Russian oligarch, etc. I think it's part of the financial regulations that are global now. I mean, the European Union is trying to blackball Switzerland because it's a tax haven. So there's a lot of pressure in Switzerland to kind of behave a little bit better, so to speak.
Okay. Interesting perspective, actually,
Yeah.
like one that we don't always hear. So
No.
thank you so much, Alain.
With pleasure.
Yep.
Thank you, Jane.